and welcome back to AlexElliottGolf, and welcome to the channel if you're a brand new viewer. Don't forget to subscribe and give all this content a thumbs up. Plenty of all content coming throughout the game to help you lower your handicap. So today's video is the big two common faults made with short irons, and these are really things I think people get wrong, and then they have to make compensations throughout the swing in order to try and rectify them at impact. So the two big things that I think people go wrong is, one is setup, and two is length of swing for the shot they're trying to hit. So very often I would see people with a very wide stance, weight 50-50, and not really guaranteeing that nice bruising action into impact. That'd be the first point. So stance will be the main thing. How we're stood to the golf ball is very, very key. So this is the first thing. Stance is where I think people go wrong. Second reason why I think people go wrong with these short irons, and I classify these as my pitching wedge, 52 and 58. Possibly you can put 9-iron in there also. So the second thing was the length of swing. So I often see, say we've got 50-yard shot here, I'd see people take a very long back swing, almost de-accelerate down, halfway down, then speed up through impact. So there's not a nice rhythm, there's not a nice bruising, brushing action into impact. And then again, sometimes might hit that one that goes 10-15 yards over the green, think where does that come from, or vice versa, they may come up short. It's not very easy to get a consistent landing area and know your yardages with that feeling, with a long backswing, short, and then quick at the bottom, or vice versa, very short backswing and really trying to hit it hard on the way through. It's all about getting a balance between matching the backswing and matching the through swing. So we're going to talk about how we're going to stand to this ball better and some nice in-swing feelings and positions for pitching to help you improve your short irons. Gotta need a drink. With these short irons, we're looking for accuracy over power, and our setup's really got to mirror that and really got to show our opponents that we're looking to create accuracy over power. So I've got my 52-degree wedge here, and I want to talk through how I would set up to this wedge before we talk about some nice in-swing feelings. So how I want to set up to this wedge is, I would always want to place my club down first to make sure my leading edge is at 90 degrees to my ball to target line. So once that is placed in there, I want to feel like my stance, my feet, my knees, my hips and my shoulders at the time being are running parallel to that ball to target line. We may change that later on in the video, but we'll talk about this first. So my stance and my alignment here is parallel to my ball to target line. So from here, I want to make sure my stance now, so the width of my stance, is just in of shoulder width apart. So you can see here now, if I put my hands down there in two lines, my feet are just in a shoulder width apart. We don't want to stand to it like a 7-iron or even a driver. Let's make it look like we're hitting these short irons. So now I've got my stance. My ball position wants to feel like it's in between my zip and my right ear. So I can feel that there. If I put a line down here now, I can see roughly that my ball is hanging down in between my zip and my right ear. That really helps me hit that downwards angle of attack on the golf ball. So from here, the final point I want to talk about how we're going to, in terms of our body stance here, I want you to feel that we've got 60-40% of our weight favouring my lead side, so my left leg. So 60 on my left, 40 on my right, and that again really helps me get that bruising action into impact. So now we've got our stance. How are we going to hold this golf club? So if you were going to take yardage off a club with, say, a 7-iron, you definitely grip down on it slightly. So what I want you to do is, I want you to take the whole of your golf club where you've got same at the top and same at the bottom end of the grip. So you can see here it's very even. I'm not gripping right at the end and I'm not gripping right down on the steel. So I've now got my grip. I want to now feel that my butt of my club is going to be on my golf ball. It's not going to be too far forwards and it's not going to be behind. So it's just feeling like now butt of my club is on my golf ball. So we've got a pretty neutral setup now. We've got our weight in the correct place, we've got our alignment, we've got our correct ball position. Now the final piece of the puzzle, and this is the one that really helps me clear my left side and definitely get me that strike and that nice almost pre-setting impact. I want you to feel now, whilst maintaining that your shoulders are being parallel to your ball to target line, I want you just to feel that you're going to retract that left foot slightly. So maybe half an inch, not a lot, just feel like you retract that left foot slightly, but making sure these shoulders stay parallel to your ball to target line. And now, if you imagined impact, we'd be roughly looking for some position like this. And with this hip slightly open and this left foot back, it really helps me get into that position. So now, retract the left foot, and I'm in a really nice position now to make sure I bruise that ball and I look like I'm going to hit a nice, really accurate pitch shot. Now let's get to talk about how we're going to hit some shots in it. But before that, let's just hit one now away. So, position, feet, ball position, weight on the left, shoulders parallel, retract the left foot, take my grip. Let's hit this one away. Really nice bruising action down the golf ball. Really nice flight, nice driven flight, but not going and firing in hard. So now let's talk about how we can really now match our backswing and our through swing. And this for me comes through some pitching positions. And these are the two I would use, and I do use, out on the golf course. So the first position I really want to feel is that I call it my 9 o'clock position. So I would definitely hit shots feeling like now, and I can do this with all my wedges by the way, that once my arm is parallel to the ground, this is my 9 o'clock position, and my club is in an L shape, I feel like I hit through and I'd match this position on the way through. And this really gives me clarity between how far I want to swing back and how far I swing through. So that'll give you some definite yardages for how far you're going to hit a shot. Now with my 52, my 9 o'clock to 9 o'clock is 65 yards. Maybe different for you, maybe a little bit further, maybe a little bit less, but I know exactly how far, depending on obviously conditions and wind conditions, if I swing to 9 o'clock and through to 9 o'clock, how far that ball will go. And that clarity is key out on the golf course. If you've got to go over a bunker, you've got water over the back, having that clarity is key. So I'm going to hit one now, feeling my 9 o'clock to 9 o'clock position. Get the correct setup, feeling like I'm getting 9 o'clock to 9 o'clock. Really nice shot there, really nice again, crisp strike coming from that setup, really advocating that. So the final position, and this is where I'd go as almost my full out position. Yes, you could try and hit it harder to get it a little bit further, but my final position is feeling like my hands are to my shoulder. So if I swing back now, I've got my position 1. Position 2 would be feeling like my hands are at shoulder height. And again, I'd swing through, then to hands to shoulder height. And this really, again, we're going to repeat ourselves here, but gives you clarity over the shot. So I've got 2 yardages now with my 52. I've got my 65 with 9 to 9. Then my hands to shoulder gives me about an 85 yard pitch. So it really, I know exactly how far I'm going to hit each shot out on the golf course. So let's now hit this 85 yard one. Hands to shoulder, hands to shoulder. Again, a really nice strike, and you're starting to see here how you're going to create a ladder between starting with your most lofted club in those 2 positions, then your medium lofted club, and then into kind of like your pitching wedge. So you've got your 3 wedges there, giving you 2 positions in each. That's 6 different yardages. We're not stood there guessing on strike with our setup or length of swing. We've got clarity in everything that we do, and the more clarity we have, the better we're going to be out on the golf course. Guys, thank you for watching today's video on Alex Elliott Golf. Remember those setup points, remember those 2 positions, 9 o'clock and hands to shoulder, and it's really like you make sure you mirror them on the way back and on the way through. Thank you for watching, don't forget to subscribe, and see you next time on Alex Elliott Golf.